everyone to tonight's tournament. Yes, it's the $300 minimum 4v4 Search and Destroy, of course, here for December 19th. It's myself, Lando, here live from the UMG studio, joined alongside by Jen, a.k.a. Lemon Kiwi. Jen, we're already hopping in. These guys were ready to go. They were already in the lobby. These guys are prepared. And obviously, we're hopping on board with the team known as Bad versus a squad known as MattsIQ. Yes, the team names as World War II does progress. Teams are getting more interesting, I think it's fair to say.
And already as we speak, it's a 1v2, and an important team kill went on for Bad, or Team Bad. But nonetheless, I believe that's MattsIQ, or no, that's Bad, taking a pretty good lead, actually. And I know we started pretty early, but the rosters do consist of Bad, of Twerk, HollyDizz, KuavoSteve, and iLLeY. So some familiar faces there, as MattsIQ is 20, consists of EclipsiR, Claruhty 9, Critizice, and MosMee. While we head into round number 2, Bad start here with the lead, but they will now be on the offense this time.
Yeah, I'm very curious personally to be able to witness quite a few of these players, just because in past, like heading into World War II, we obviously had a lot of Ghost tournaments that I was able to commentate over, and pretty much all of these players were playing in our Ghost tournament. So it's kind of a little bit of a reunion that we get to see now here in World War II. Not sure if EclipsiR and co from MattsIQ just decided that, hey, we're going to hop on World War II, or just happened to be teaming up with one another, but it looks like a quick 4 down. I think we saw a sniper rifle in the kill feed only for a few moments, but just utter destruction, as we'll see iLLeY here picking up 2 players, shuts down one from top red, and just happens to check the right way there onto EclipsiR. But a very dominant first 2 rounds of the books, as KuavoSteve is currently flawless at 4-0, and the only player right now for the opposite side, of course, being the side of MattsIQ, is Claruhty with 2 kills.
No, still a very hot start for Team Bad, and also in that previous round, pretty surprising. Although MattsIQ were getting some really nice nades in from the defense, and getting actually first kills, they all fall so quickly. Look at that, only 2 and 3 kills in favor of Bad. EclipsiR is the only one to get a kill. Finally, we're starting to equalize the numbers here, but 2v1. Just like that. It's been 2 minutes we've been together, Landon, and 3 rounds have already gone by. It's going to be a quick match.
Yeah, and KuavoSteve literally has, I think, full streaks already as well. 6 and 1, I believe, earned the glide bomb and maybe even the fighter pilot as well. Just insane stuff off the break. And like I said, maybe it is the group of Claruhty, MosMee, Critizice, EclipsiR. I talked about how they were playing Ghost. Maybe they haven't really kind of played World War II yet, or at least haven't played in kind of maybe full-on tournaments or ones of this level, facing off, of course, against a very talented squad in Bad, but obviously they are very good, and that's a very cheeky and awkward pun that I just made. But regardless, it's 3-0, like you said, Jen, and just over at this B site, I mean, honestly, we can kind of talk about MattsIQ. They've just been having a number of different issues, and it's really just been the fact of them dropping in quick succession. It's been Twerk sniper rifle. It's been obviously KuavoSteve, who has yet to die. Obviously, he's playing very well with the FG42, and it's just been them not being able to get controlled. I'm not sure if it's just their lack of awareness or just maybe gun skill not going their way.
Is able to get the bomb down, however, as a few kills go down, but it is Bad now equalizing the numbers. 2 versus 2. Claruhty is about to get rushed here from Holly. He's able to win that gunfight, as the bomb is still planted. MosMee, where are you, pal? It's all the way. What is going on with my Concaster? But and nonetheless, it's gonna go down in 4 quick rounds in succession here for Bad. MattsIQ, maybe not the best S&D IQ we've seen in these UMG tournaments. They haven't struck. Maybe they get a few kills on the board, but they still haven't found any advantage. Neither on the defense or the offense have they been able to pick up a round. As we now head into the 5th round, we'll give this defense over here to Bad and see MattsIQ can make something happen here on the offense.
Yeah, there was something in that last round. I think it was EclipsiR who kind of peeked out there from that corner over on B, and it was just such an easy kill when it came down to kind of getting around that side corner. And I believe it was, I'm going to say HollyDizz, who was just kind of holding a head glitch on that bomb. And it was just the easiest kill that he could have found, and it's one that's super unexpected. So, like I said, I'm not sure if it's just the lack of practice when it comes down to S&D on this game or what really is the case, but definitely going to need the guys on MattsIQ to definitely try to pick things up as the streaks will come in. Granted, they don't earn any kills, but at least they do gain the information, as it will be a current 2 versus 4, as it looks like it is HollyDizz spotting one through middle. KuavoSteve, of course, a part of the Quavo clan, also known with a few other guys, most notably KuavoKenny, current player for Team Caliber. Got to watch a few of them play back in Ghost, but KuavoSteve picks up one, nearly finds the second, gets hit markers on the legs of whoever that final player was from the guys over on MattsIQ. Looks like it is going to be MosMee, but still a much-needed round, not just for this map gen, because of course it kind of looks like it's not necessarily going to go their way just based off the first 5 rounds, but at least for the entire series, because you can't really go, what, 0-6 in the first map and then expect to kind of do work in map 2, especially when it's an S&D only tournament. So I think that round does a lot, not just for this map, but for this entire series as a whole.
Yeah, exactly. And if it's a best of 3, you don't want to go down one map, because then that means that's your last map and that's your last chance. But I think MattsIQ played that last round perfectly, setting 2 towards the A site and 2 to hold this mid street. Ooh. Just like that, Kuavo opens up with a 2-piece, Critizice and Claruhty already down, but they are in a position to get the bomb down. They lose Kuavo now in a trade in MosMee over on the mid street, so they're able to comfortably get the bomb down. Now they got to send these players over onto the middle streets phase, where MosMee is the last one left here for MattsIQ.
And Twerk is just staring at the dead body there, just admiring the fact that this round most likely going to go their way. And, of course, back-to-back rounds, we see hits being made over toward A. This round, of course, is the side of Bad, who take that strategy from their opponents. And now, like I said, MosMee left in a 1-on-2. Can he at least get something done? Of course, reveals his position. Only 20 bullets there in that FG42. Has to swap there to that machine pistol. And with only 12 seconds left, you like to imagine this round is not going to go their way. And granted, he doesn't really have to challenge this. Granted, he might find the kill on Twerk, but he might want to play for streaks in the situation. Being down the way he is, and actually goes for the melee and takes out Twerk, so will stay alive for the time. Has to keep in mind, though, that he is 125 points off of streaks. So if they're able to win the next round, maybe try to get some momentum going, that could be some streaks that they have in order to make a little bit of a comeback. But thankfully, he was able to find that final kill there onto Twerk, a melee that definitely shouldn't have gone his way, but ended up going it. But with 5 rounds to 1, Jen, you like to imagine this round is over. With KuavoSteve, who's currently 11-3, has got a mortar strike and a fighter pilot. I mean, if they find a first blood or at least play for streaks, if you like to imagine the next 2 rounds, one of them would go their way.
Well, KuavoSteve has been opening up with first bloods almost every round. Like in that last round, he gets a double and then gets traded out from MosMee. However, it is now the numbers advantage here for MattsIQ. So you see Critizice and Claruhty up into this middle building. Have to be aware of HollyDizz, who's going to be looking for a kill, but they're not in any position to go towards any bomb site. This looks like they want to play more towards their numbers. But now that they have the number advantage, just 1 remaining here for Bad, as now there was a time to go for the bomb plant. But MattsIQ strikes back after winning their last offense, taking now 2 rounds in their second offense. I guess their second win on offense, but now they need to prove themselves onto defense if they want to stay into the series or into this map in general, as it is 5-2. 1 round will separate these 2 teams and hopefully give the win for Bad. And the next, I believe the next map, what was it? London Docks. We'll see maybe if they can prove themselves even better on that one.
And I was actually looking for streaks, kind of keeping in mind the remaining rounds here, as it looks like MosMee did not actually earn those. So we were kind of talking about in that round prior to this last one about how crucial those would be if he was able to stay alive to try to help that comeback. Granted, they win the round, but overall, the consistency that could have kept their run forward, it's going to make things a little bit more awkward. Of course, KuavoSteve still having streaks. His team has got the bomb down, and they just even the man advantage now out to 3-on-3. Player number 6 in the back is KuavoSteve. Can he add toward those kills? The 12th one right in his way. Decides to back up, and with the kills being traded back and forth, EclipsiR finds one big one. They're on to HollyDizz, immediately going for the defuse, but KuavoSteve has to call the streak in quick. Can EclipsiR get this bomb down, or just can he find this kill in time? It's a thing, and yes, he finds it with the fighter pilot just in the nick of time, and just like that, that will be the round as well as the map victory toward the side of Bad as the fighter pilot comes in clutch there, Jen.
And how many times is a fighter pilot is going to save you from that defuse? And oh my goodness. That looked like it was a pretty safe bet for them.
Wow.
As KuavoSteve has really been the star in this match. 12 kills. But it's not even the numbers, it's the importance of the kills that he was able to put forward. Always getting either the double first blood or some first blood, and Bad always having the number advantage going towards the objective, where we saw some dim of light, I guess, something out of MattsIQ during 2 offensive rounds, but not a single defensive round was won out of them. But we'll head into London Docks, where we hope to see a different story here for MattsIQ.
Yeah, and there obviously was a major outlier there. Of course, KuavoSteve kind of a highlight kill at the end. Finishes off 12-5. I mean, just an absurd performance, because you look at his team's numbers. We see 3 kills, 6 kills, and 3 kills. I mean, based off of that, there was definitely a major outlier when it came down to St. Marie-Dumont. It was definitely this group. I know, Jim, we were kind of talking in the earlier rounds. It honestly was just a factor of MattsIQ. I'm not sure if it was just their lack of playing in Search and Destroy tournaments, because I don't want to assume that they haven't played the game by any means. But it was definitely like moments, and I was kind of talking, I think it was EclipsiR who was kind of rounding the corner when they were on defense, and it was just they were kind of challenging things where they weren't in the advantage and just kind of making kind of awkward positional plays, and it was just kind of like just different moments where like, okay, that's not a play that you normally make. That's most likely a play that we're just not used to seeing. So I'm not sure what the kind of overall play was, but it definitely was something that I'm not used to seeing. So very curious to see, of course, how the guys on MattsIQ can respond. But of course, after a dominant performance by Bad, aka KuavoSteve, very curious to see how they respond when it comes into London Docks. These guys are ready to play, and I'm happy about it. I'm excited. Guys, it's map number 2 here, London Docks, between the boys of Bad and MattsIQ. Of course, it was the side of Bad who ended up winning that last Search and Destroy. We actually see some shots coming in from Critizice, I believe, shooting KuavoSteve's body. And, of course, speaking of KuavoSteve, Jen, we end up seeing a fantastic performance from this guy in map number 1. Finishes off 12-5 and comes in with the most clutch kill that I've seen from a streak so far in World War II. Literally has the fighter pilot and comes in at the most perfect time possible to kill the player off of the bomb to kind of solidify that 6th round for them. You've got to imagine that probably left a pretty bad taste in the mouths of the guys on MattsIQ. Definitely kind of want to perform when it comes into London Docks after only winning 2 rounds in map 1.
Well, they're starting off hot with already 1 round onto the board, as we'll give the camera here to Critizice, who's got the bomb in hand, heading towards mid-map/B site. He's a little bit more coverage here, doesn't have any teammates with him, but they're going to have Claruhty push towards this mid-map.
Oof.
And we're looking for a nice pick out of Critizice if he wants to get this bomb planted here over at B. It's TMTwerk. Just keeping an eye on it, though.
It is Twerk up close, gets the snipe onto Critizice, and immediately pulls out the machine pistol, but isn't able to find the second. I believe has some teammate support. Of course, current man advantage toward his squad. Spots EclipsiR again, and now EclipsiR left in a pretty awkward spot, trying to back up maybe with his teammates, and also has a sniper rifle for himself. So a 2 versus 2, MosMee and EclipsiR versus Twerk and iLLeY. Up close and personal, iLLeY right here, machine pistol. Who has the better one? It looks like, and it will be iLLeY in this particular engagement. MosMee, 1 versus 2. Sniper rifle bullet whistles right past the ear and has another one just in his midst. Trying to find iLLeY in a big round to try and win. As this gunfight goes back and forth, and iLLeY will finish off the final 2, both with the machine pistol. It was a very awkward engagement, Jen. It was just like constantly back and forth, like how has no one dropped yet? But regardless, iLLeY doing work with that machine pistol. And I want to say that I actually saw on Twitter earlier that iLLeY actually did a $1,000 1v1 S&D challenge. And not to be kind of rude to iLLeY, but I believe he ended up losing that one. So trying to bring it back.
No.
I want to say he's trying to bring it back in more Search and Destroy matches. Most likely not. Does not have the greatest feeling in the world right now after losing that particular game. But still, trying to kind of rebound, trying to bring it back, and of course, makes it look easy there in that last round, picking up 2.
Well, iLLeY gets a very important kill, clearing out all of A site, and the rest now just have to take over statue as the players here from the defense of MattsIQ, now with backs against the wall, only have Claruhty left into this fight, and he's all the way at the back. So in a 1 versus 3, can he pull off a miracle? The answer is no. That's Bad, or I think, sorry, that's MattsIQ. Take now, or no, that was Bad that won that. Nope, yeah, it was Bad that won that last offensive round. After kind of struggling in their last offense, to be honest, they had a little bit of a split push towards the B site and the bottom of the map. Now keeping your forces together will mean you get easily picked off as we head into round number 4, where MattsIQ will now be onto the offense.
And I'm curious to see in the response, does iLLeY rush this? No, iLLeY's actually making his way toward B. It's actually player number 1, HollyDizz, up close and personal toward this A site. When we watched the EU Cadets, of course, the current team that iLLeY is a part of, he's known for kind of making the early engagements when it comes down to A on London Docks, kind of being that SMG presence. It looks like they've given that role toward HollyDizz, works better with their team, and clearly, excuse me, that shows as MosMee picks off 2. There's a lot of work left, though, as he's got 2 players just rounding the corner and might be able to survive. Has the machine pistol, but isn't able to challenge that final player, as it will be 3 rounds to 1 in favor of the side of Bad. And it seems that machine pistols are still doing damage, as MosMee, unfortunately, Dolphin dived his face right into those boxes. Rather unfortunate. Maybe some extra damage. Probably not. But Twerk will say thank you very much for that kill. And it's now 3 rounds to 1. And honestly, when it comes down to this next round here, Jed, you've got to be worrying for the guys on MattsIQ. Just because you've obviously lost the first map in pretty dominant fashion, and now you're looking at potentially a 3-round deficit in map number 2. I mean, they've got to get something going. I think it's really going to rely a lot on whether or not they can find this first blood, as EclipsiR just melts iLLeY there.
Yeah, nice sniper rifle shots. KuavoSteve able to make it into a site, but gets another snipe. Oh my goodness, we got to get on board with this guy and see if he can get a third one.
Oh, HollyDizz.
But that's MosMee stopping him from the ace, and now it's an all-out war towards HollyDizz, who's left into the spawn.
Get off Tinder, HollyDizz. What are you doing?
Around.
HollyDizz is probably on Tinder or doing something. I don't even know. He was just sitting in the back of the spawn, and don't tell me that was EclipsiR again. Was that EclipsiR?
No.
Oh, God, it was. EclipsiR literally, was this 3 kills in this round that he gets all with the sniper rifle and gets the jump snipe onto HollyDizz. Saying, what are you doing in the back of your spawn?
Like going on.
Maybe he was used to the bit of a jetpack, potentially. Not sure. Just kidding, of course. Very nice snipe as EclipsiR now 5-3. I was talking about we needed to see someone get some momentum for this team. They needed to win that last round, number 5, and they're obviously able to do it off the back of a very clutch play and very difficult play from EclipsiR. Spots Twerk heading in toward Docks. Obviously going to get his teammates aware of such, but Claruhty falls in the overall engagement, and Twerk finds the second one as well. EclipsiR, the last alive, gets one onto iLLeY, continuing on with his sniper spree, but in that situation, Twerk shouldn't have found either of those kills inside of Docks because obviously we see EclipsiR, he's able to spot one with the sniper rifle. He sees Twerk heading in toward Docks, but literally there was a bait and switch that was coming. Both of them get behind the boxes, and Twerk is able to find both of them. Literally in a bait and switch situation, you should at least be trading. And in that situation, they lose 2 players on top of that. So regardless, while the third kill along with those earlier 2 don't go their way, that should have been at least a 2-on-2 engagement, let alone a, like, what was that, a 1v3, 1v4? Just kind of some sloppy plays coming out of the guys from MattsIQ yet again.
Well, they've kind of forgot the bomb in the base. I'm hoping that's, oh, there you go. TMTwerk's like, oh yeah, search and destroy, right? Okay, got the bomb. However, one member down here from MattsIQ, and make that 2 is the advantage here for Bad. They're heading towards the dock side of the map. As poor old Claruhty is the last one left here for the side of MattsIQ. Is Bad looking to take this advantage to 5 rounds to 2. But now the bomb is planted.
Oh, no,
He couldn't
Claruhty.
even prevent it. A streak's going on. Oh, poor guy.
Claruhty knew it too. He was just shooting his machine pistol like, yep, I just realized that I'm no longer near cover, and I'm most likely done for. Sad Claruhty. Feel bad for that guy. Honestly, like I said, I was talking about MattsIQ. Of course, the guys in this team, Eclipse, Claruhty, Crit, and MosMee. These guys are incredibly talented when it came down to Call of Duty Ghosts, which I was very curious to see how a lot of the transition would make for quite a few of these kind of S&D Ghost players to World War II. Of course, iLLeY kind of being one of them. Twerk, Dizz, all those guys. KuavoSteve, like all 8 of these players I watched play Call of Duty Ghosts, and they were constantly in the finals of a lot of our matchups. So, of course, this is a little bit of a shaky start, at least for our tournaments that we've been able to watch the guys on MattsIQ play in. But like I said, they're gaining some experience, and granted, while they are pretty much getting dominated when it comes down to this series, they're having some good moments here and there. And of course, EclipsiR's play has definitely been stellar with that sniper rifle. I mean, he literally has the 2nd most amount of kills, and could maybe even things up with MosMee with just the sniper rifle alone. So definitely some positives for them, but definitely a moment where they have to go back to the drawing board and see what's not working, or maybe what roles need to be switched around, or just more grinding that needs to be done. We'll obviously see if that does kind of come into play for them in future tournaments.
Well, TMTwerk wants to bring out the sniper and match EclipsiR, but that's iLLeY coming from behind, providing a good distraction to come up. But there's Claruhty, another.
Oh my God!
The snipe! Oh my goodness!
What is this? Let's watch this.
Oh, that's dirty.
Oh my gosh, that hurt.
But Bad take this 6-2 again, and they're going to advance in our bracket.
Wow. That's all that really can be said, Jed. I think it's fair to say. Like, and Bad wins. Like that's kind of how it goes, I guess. Wow. Kind of unfortunate performance if you are the guys on MattsIQ, but a pretty dominant victory. It was KuavoSteve who finished off 12-5 at map 1, and iLLeY who finishes off 10-4 in London Dock Search and Destroy for map number 2. Of course, only 4-round victories in both of these maps combined for the guys on MattsIQ. However, like we said, it will be Bad, despite their team name, actually pretty decent, as they will move on toward our next round. Unfortunate, my apologies for the lack of cool jokes. It's pretty cheesy for myself, but still, Jen, we're obviously moving on in the tournament. Very curious to see how teams obviously do progress when it comes down to tonight's tournament. Of course, teams obviously kind of competing in Dallas, now of course in Montreal as well, kind of on your side of the country, of the world, in Canada. As, of course, got to witness some great Call of Duty action, but kind of curious to see how teams are performing in Search and Destroy, because now kind of the meta is changing. Of course, kind of things are kind of coming into aspect as far as NOLA, as far as the regular league is coming up. A lot of meta is kind of forming, so curious to see from our earlier tournaments back in November, how things are progressing toward the new year, and how some strats are coming out. Because I was kind of bringing up, I wasn't really surprised in the beginning of the game to see a lack of sniper rifles. And now on like London Docks, on St. Marie Dumont, we're starting to see a lot more sniper rifle play. And with the Kar 98K being such a fantastic weapon, even the M19 as well, we saw quite a few numbers of amazing sniper plays in that last London Docks match, of course, there, Jen. We saw Eclipse, what was that? Eclipse had like a, what was that, a hat trick, found like 3 insane kills, and of course, in the really round-ending kill of round number 8 there on London Docks, we see TMTwerk with a nice quick scope. I mean, teams, honestly, it wouldn't really be bad whatsoever if we start to see teams kind of favor toward, if it kind of players are even, they kind of start to favor guys who are better with that sniper rifle role when it comes down to Search and Destroy, because of how crucial it plays on maps like London Docks, especially on maps like USS Texas, where we literally have seen at times 3 to 4 sniper rifles being brought out. But still, meta is forming, and right now that's obviously favoring the guys on bad.
Yeah, EclipsiR has been unmatched with that sniper rifle on the couple times, and then we saw on the other side, who was it that I mentioned? I said it was a Claruhty or somebody on the other team tried to bring out their own sniper rifle, which is surprising to see of how small that side of the map they were playing on St. Marie Dumont, that it was so close range that you think it would favor some machine pistols or some machine guns and very aggressive style of play. But for EclipsiR to get on the side of the dock side of that map, to be able to get all those picks, 3 kills with the sniper alone, that was insane.
Yeah, that was some great momentum that they could have used, but unfortunately, it was just the kind of lack of whatever it may be that just wasn't in their favor.